Hey YouTube, Common Collector here, and today I'm bringing you guys a new update to my Scareclaw deck profile. This is a really solid deck. Just got great new support with the new Scareclaw Lightheart, as well as a new spell card, which is okay from the new set, Power of the Elements. So without any further ado, let's get on into this. But before we do that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Like the video if you guys enjoy it, and go ahead and check out the Patreon if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, as well as clicking or checking out any of the affiliate links down in the description below. But anyways, this is going to be more of like a budget style build, so I'm not playing like Baron de Fleur and stuff, but you guys can sort of like, if you guys do have stuff like that, if you guys want to go for a higher budget build, you guys can kind of use this as your baseline and kind of check out some other builds and just test on your own. But we are playing 3 copies of the Scareclaw Reichhardt. She is like your best main deck guy for the deck, because what she does is that you can special summon her and basically all of the main deck Scareclaw monsters. You can special summon them from your hand to a zone that is adjacent to or next to in the same column as another Scareclaw monster. So the really nice thing you can do with her is you can like search for her, and then you can just special her right onto the field. And then when she's normal or special summoned, you're able to search for a Scareclaw spell or trap card, which can be either your field spell or one of the other cards. Generally, you want to do your field spell search through your Lightheart, because that is just literally what it does, is it searches for that card, which is really cool. So you don't need to play stuff like terraforming anymore, because you're going to get to that field spell. But then anyways, with this card, if you do use that effect to search for a spell or trap card, you're also able to draw 1 card as long as you have 3 defense monsters on the field. So it is really nice to be able to do this like sort of when you're midway through your combo, but it is okay to just sort of start off with your turn with it as well, if that's like your only play. Then we're going to get on into our 3 copies of Astra. Like I said, they all special summon themselves out to the field, but then also with this card, while it's on the field, your monster in your extra monster zone is able to attack a number of times equal to the number of defense position monsters on the field, which is really cool, just to be able to close out games and OTK your opponent. Then we're going to get on into our 3 copies of Acro. Acro is really cool because he juices up your extra monster zone monster by 300 attack for each defense position monster that you control, and that does stack. So if you have like 2 defense monsters, or if you have 2 copies of Acro on the field, then you're able to increase the attack by like 600, which is really crazy. Or for each defense monster, so it'd actually go up by like 1200 if you had 2, so that's really crazy. The more you have on the field, the better it is. Then we have our 3 copies of Ballone. Ballone is also pretty good because it can help do piercing damage, which is really nice. 1 copy, oh boy, 1 copy of Visa Starfrost, just to go into some like synchro plays and stuff. She's super searchable in the deck, so it's really nice to just be able to search her when you need her, but usually you don't need her, and you definitely don't want to see 2 of her in your opening hand, so that's why I'm just playing the 1 copy. Then we're playing our 3 copies of Rescue Cat. Best way to start your turn, hands down. I was looking to put in some other engines like Kagamucha Knight and stuff, because it's another level 3, and that would work really well with the Reichhardt, because it would be like another Rhoda target if you already drew into your Reichhardt. But Rescue Cat is just such a better normal summon, so like if you open up with like, if you open like Rescue Cat, Kagamucha Knight, or like Rescue Cat, Rhoda, and Reichhardt, that would just be totally dead. So that's why I sort of kept Rhoda and Terraforming out, because also, again, like I said, we're able to search for our field spell. So that's kind of my methodology there. And then Rescue Cat is just by far your best normal summon. So overall, I just thought it was really good to go for the Rescue Cat. We're playing 1 copy of the Valeraphon. She's really great to bring out with the Rescue Cat, and then you're just able to go for a big Naturia Beast play, and Naturia Beast is just too good to not try out, because we are playing like basically all Earth monsters. Then we are playing the Wheelator and Tracker package as well. Just 1 copy of each. We're not playing like anything like E-Telly or anything like that. You just don't really need it, but if you want to, you guys could totally splash that engine in here, and then like a couple copies of Ghost Ogre. I just didn't really think that it was necessary. You generally can always go full combo with this deck. Then we have 3 copies of Effect Veiler. This is actually just like one of the best hand traps to play, because basically what you're doing is you're trying to play like protect the castle style. So you're trying to get out your Triheart into the extra monster zone, and then just sort of protect him. And then so basically you just want the Effect Veilers to be able to negate all of your opponent's monsters effects and stuff that are going to try to destroy him or negate his effects and stuff like that. So you just kind of want to protect him. And then 2 copies of Ash Blossom. So this is why it's kind of a little bit more budget. We are just playing 2 Ashes. I couldn't really find space in the main deck to put in a third. And I thought that, just playing the 2 copies of Ash was totally fine, just to be able to, negate your opponent's effects when you really need it. But, again, you just don't want to draw into multiple copies of this. And, the Effect Veiler is actually better to just help protect your monster, which is really crazy. Then we have our 3 copies of our Field Spell. Again, like I said, this is searchable through our Link monster. So, we're not playing Terraforming because you're going to see this card every game. And if you open, Primitive Planet and Terraforming, then that's just super dead because now your Lightheart is going to literally search your 3rd field spell. You're going to have 3 field spells in your hand and it's just going to do you nothing. So anyways, with this card, it helps you to search for a Scareclaw monster upon activation. It can destroy a card on the field, and it reduces your opponent's monster's attack. So it's just super good, all around a great field spell for the deck. Then we're going on into our 3 copies of Scareclaw Arrival. I'm seeing people dropping this down to 2 or 1, but I still like it at 3 because it's just a monster reborn for the deck, and it is not a hard once per turn. So you can just activate this and bring your guy back from the graveyard, and if you have a 2nd copy, great, do it again. It does have a hard once per turn on its banish effect from the graveyard, but yeah, the effect to revive from the graveyard is not once per turn. Then we have the new cards, Scareclaw Straddle. It's kind of like an Honest for the deck, but also with this card, if your opponent targets one of your Scareclaw monsters or a Vista Starfrost on the field, then you're also able to negate that effect. So it's kind of cool it's very versatile that it has 2 different effects. So you can do the Honest effect, or you can just give some protection to your guy. So it is very nice to be able to just sort of put that on the field and then know that your Tri-Heart is going to be a little bit more safe. Then we have our 2 copies of Pot of Desires just to help to get through the deck and be able to get into more combo pieces, along with our 1 copy of Pot of Avarice to recycle some stuff. If we recycle, you can literally recycle Naturia Beast, whatever you want. I did have this in with the Parallel Exceed engine in before, but I cut that out just because this deck kind of runs a little bit better when you just focus on the 3s and the synchro plays. Then we're going to go on into a Monster Reborn, a Called by the Grave, and then for the traps, we're playing 2 copies of Scareclaw Splash just to be able to negate more stuff, and then 1 copy of Scareclaw Alternative. I'm still, I'm kind of iffy about this card, but literally it can shut down the engines of Link summoning and other attack position plays, so it is just too good. Because with this card, you tribute 3 monsters, and then for the rest of the turn, your opponent can only special summon monsters in defense position. So it is just really good to be able to shut off Link plays and stuff. And it kind of is a little bit worth that detriment. So if you end up opening the alternative and then a couple of the arrivals and stuff to be able to Monster Reborn some guys at the end of your combos, and just set up with a Shen or a Tri-Heart, and then use the alternative to get rid of them and make your opponent stall for a turn, it's just really good. So that's going to do it for the main deck. Let's get on into the extra. We're playing our 2 copies of the Lightheart. So this is the new card. Lets you search for your field spell upon summon, which is really good. It has to use a Scareclaw or a Vista Starfrost to be summoned, but that's really not too hard of a cost. And then also with this card is that when it's in the graveyard, if you have a Vista Starfrost on the field, you can special summon this card back from your graveyard. And you can only use that effect once per duel, so always cool when we get a new once per duel effect. It's not that overpowered, but again, it is really cool to be able to just bring back a free body, which you could then go into your Tri-Heart. So again, like I was saying with that Scareclaw alternative, if let's say you had your Vista Starfrost, wherever that's at, you had Vista Starfrost on the field, and you bring back Lightheart onto the field, and then you have your then you do this Link summon into your Reichheart and stuff. So you have Lightheart on the field, you get rid of it so you can get out Starfrost, bring back the Lightheart, and then you just need 2 more monsters on the field with your Starfrost to be able to use the alternative, and then as long as you have an arrival and stuff, you could bring back some other guys from the graveyard, and then bam, you have enough for the setup to go into all of those plays, which is just really cool, really bonkers, and actually pretty darn powerful. So that is actually a really nice effect to be able to come back from the graveyard. Then we are playing our 2 copies of Scareclaw Tri-Heart. You could actually knock this down probably to 1 copy or you could drop down the Lightheart to 1 copy. We are playing stuff like Pot of Avarice and stuff to be able to recycle some of this stuff. And like I said, Lightheart can bring herself back from the graveyard, which is also really cool. We have the 1 IP Masquerena. I should also explain what Triheart does, because Triheart is the main boss monster of the deck. But basically with him, he needs 3 effect monsters, and then all face-up monsters on the field are changed to defense position while he's on the field, and then he's unaffected by the activated effects of defense position monsters, which is really good just to be able to make sure that all of your opponent's monsters are switched to defense. They can't really attack you, and then all of their stuff like really is unaffected on him. So really all of your other negates and stuff in the deck are just focused on link monsters, which is really cool. And then also he's able to bring back one of your guys from the graveyard, also being able to help set up that Scareclaw alternative play. And then with that, he's also able to search for a new monster. So he's just like, gets you a ton of advantage, being able to bring back a guy from the graveyard and then search a new monster from the deck. So good. Then for, again, like I said, IP Masquerena, and then we're playing some really good cards to go in with her. We have the Phoenix, the Unicorn, and then 1 copy of Mech Knight Crusader Avermax, because Avermax is just so good to be able to put against your opponent, especially if he's got the IP Masquerena protection. 1 copy of Naturia Beast, like I said before, 1 copy of Shen Shen, and 1 copy of Vermilion Dragon Mech. You don't go into this too often, but it is nice as a play to be able to maybe steal back the game if your opponent kind of blows up your board. And then the Shen Shen, just super good. If you can end your board with like Naturia Beast and Shen Shen and Triheart, so good. Then we have our 1 copy of Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, 1 copy of Jaja, 1 copy of Downward Magician, and then 1 copy of Divine AA Zeus Sky Thunder. So that's going to do it for this 15 card extra deck, 40 card main deck. Again, pretty darn budget. A lot of these cards have been reprinted lately, and the Scareclaw engine is just still super duper cheap. But I still think it's a good thing to pick up. It's not a terribly expensive deck. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you guys did, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. And again, like I said, check out all of the affiliate links in the description below, or Patreon if you guys feel like supporting the channel. Otherwise, besides that, all you guys can do to help support the channel every day is just by subscribing, watching the videos, and liking them when they come by. So thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next profile. Peace.